Hey YouTube, Shelko04 here. So today I want to talk to you about, I mean, it's not going to be a popular topic, but here's the idea. I think most preppers are, basically they're going to die. And, I don't encourage, it's not that I don't encourage prepping. I used to be, I was a wannabe prepper myself. But here's the logic, here's the flaw, here's why it's just not going to work. Let's look at today's current socioeconomic model. You go to work, you make money, you go to the store, you buy things that you need now or in the near future, and then you repeat the process. The thing that makes it a lot more difficult for a prepper is he goes to work, he makes money, he goes to the store, he buys things that he needs now, but he also buys things that he needs or he thinks he needs later. So now what you've done is you split your earning power in two because you're buying for the immediate near term, but you're also trying to anticipate the future. And by that I mean you're putting buckets of dried food in the pantry or on the other side of the wall in the garage or what have you. So you're dividing your effective dollar that way. And the problem there is that really what you're doing by you're putting 6 months, 12 months, I don't care if you're putting 36 months worth of food on the other side of the wall or what. The fact of the matter is, if you add up all the calories on all those containers of dried food that you're stockpiling and divide that number by 2,000 times the number of people in your party, because the average individual needs 2,000 calories a day to stay alive. So if you've got 5 people in your family, 2,000 times 5 is 10,000 calories a day consuming. Divide that by what you got in the garage, and I don't know, what do you got, 3 years worth of food, 3 months worth of food? I'm 50 and I'd like to live another 45 years, if not 50 years. And the fact of the matter is, if you're going to have 50 years worth of 2,000 calories a day out in the garage, be more like a warehouse. So there's the problem. You've divided your dollar. You're living basically a half life. You're living for today and putting away for tomorrow. And, the other thing is about prepping and all that. Personally speaking, and I think this applies to everybody, we've all gone camping or gone off to do something and run into a situation where we forgot the olive oil. Well, okay, so now we can't cook the chicken or whatever we had brought and the whole meal that we had brought, all of our tensions or whatever, or we forgot the salt or the shampoo or something minute that sort of changes the course of the camping trip, but it's not terminal. I mean, you'll be back in a couple of days and you'll laugh about it and what have you. It will be terminal if you're a prepper, though. And so that's something to, there is no, oh shit, we forgot in a shit hits the fan situation. So, and people rehearse. Okay, let's rehearse living. Okay, today the bomb went up or the earthquake let go or whatever it is that you're anticipating, and now we're going to try to live out of our buckets out in the garage for the next weekend or tonight or whatever the scenario is. Again, I think that's flawed because things break and you need to know how to fix things, and you need to basically what I'm saying is you need to live a more simpler life. And so it's my belief that, as I said, preparing, and that's a flawed philosophy and a flawed action, if you will. The person who will make it through is not the prepper, but the doer. The person who is growing right now in their backyard and growing 150 times the calories that they need, because even though they're still buying stuff at the store, they know how to can and they know how to dry seeds, and they're doing that and putting that stuff away, and they're not filling the garage with a jillion mason jars of stuff. They just have enough stuff to get them through to the next planting season. Those are the people who will thrive because they can repeat the cycle without having tons of stuff that they're relying on in their Mylar bags. So, the doers, the people who are doing now, the people who are growing now, the people who are learning from their mistakes. I should have investigated. My potatoes last year were a complete failure because I didn't investigate organic means of pest control. Guess what? They're not going to make that same mistake next year or going forward. So learning now while you've got the time, and doing now while you've got the time in your garden in the evening, prep or not prepping but doing, is a hell of a lot more effective in my opinion than preparing. And preparing by basically, like I said, splitting your resources and putting half of your income in the form of plastic buckets on the other side of the wall. I'm not going to do it, and I suggest you don't either. Again, do me a favor, subscribe to my channel, and leave comments below and let me know what you think, and we'll go on from there. Again, Shucka04 out. Thank you.